Yo, what's going on, people? King Rich is back again with another live stream. Yeah, big up to everybody that supports the channel. Big up to everybody that is a part of the team. Yeah, all right. This is gonna be a caller show live stream. I think this is gonna be very, very entertaining. All right. I'm gonna be doing reaction videos as well, so this is gonna be a long live stream. There's gonna be a lot to it, and I'm gonna want you lot to call in with your questions, anything you want to ask me, or anything that's been going on that you're thinking about. I think that it will be very, very interesting. Yeah, make sure you're all liking the video, and like, I hate talking about this, but I always have to. It's very important that you all like videos, because it helps make the video like relevant. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like, if you don't like a video, it's like YouTube just literally just forgets about it. Like, do you know what I mean? So always, always, always like the videos, like the live streams, the shorts, all of that. I see a lot of you are really enjoying my boxing YouTube shorts. I really love posting those. I like showing my progression. I think it's funny how hold on one second. I think it's funny how I always get like funny criticisms like under my boxing videos, man. I always find that to be really funny. But yeah, I feel like I've progressed quite a bit. And I'm gonna put the caller link into the chat right now, so you lot can call in. Yeah, hold on one second. Big up to Matt Gamer. He's in the chat. First person in the chat that I see. So I'm put the link to get involved right there, and I'm gonna pin it to the top of the live chat. All right. But yeah, so like, boom. I think that it's funny that I get all this little criticisms. I get backhanded compliments on my boxing videos and stuff. I always find that to be really funny, to be honest. Because, you know, these are usually people that have no kind of online presence. They don't have no kind of evidence of them doing any kind of sports or anything. Like, but they always come to criticize me on being slow or too big, or I'm stiff, or I'm this or I'm that. And it's just like, bro, like, I actually train with real coaches. I actually train with real people. And yeah, the stuff that I post is not really the serious side of my training, because like, I don't really want to showcase the serious side of my training, because that, you know, I wouldn't want my future opponents to see that. Do you get what I'm saying? So whatever you see is just very like light-hearted. It's not really that serious. But, you know, I've always noticed that people are always ready and willing to critique me. But anyway, with that being said, yeah, the link to call in is in the chat right now. I want to talk about a couple things that I've noticed of recent. That guys really need to look after yourselves, you know, make yourselves the priority. You know, I think a lot of men these days are starting to get on board with the fact that it's not easy for us. There's a lot of lies and brainwashing that has taken place to make us believe that we're meant to be workhorses. We're meant to just put up with any old bad behavior from the opposite gender. And I think a lot of guys are starting to wise up now. Even guys that are so-called celebrities, they're coming out with their views and opinions, which are basically regurgitated views and opinions of people like me who have been saying it for years. And we've got a lot of like, backlash for saying these things. But now these celebrities are starting to say it, so now it's becoming more mainstream. You know, that's just how the machine works, right? But yeah, like, a lot of guys are starting to understand that, you know, in the Western world in particular, it is a very difficult, treacherous minefield of dating and relationships. For, you know, just for instance, the fact that people usually believe that it's men who do the most cheating. It's men that always cheat. Men are dogs. Men are scumbags. Men are always, doing unsavory things, when in all actuality, the data shows that it's 50-50. Women do just as much bad things to men as the other way around. And it really, if you use your logical mind, you would realize that women are way more craftier than men. And women are more capable and have more opportunity to do bad things and get away with it. In fact, they are incentivized to, kind of ruin a man's life and get paid for it. And it's crazy. For the most part, only men are made accountable for their actions in this world. Even when women get blatantly found out or exposed for bad things they do, they face little to no backlash. And I just find that to be really crazy. But as I said, I think in recent times, people are really starting to open their eyes to it. Another thing that I've noticed that really gets on my nerves these days is that a lot of now women are jumping on the whole red pill bandwagon. You got a lot of these female dating coaches for men, which I think is actually redundant, stupid. And I think any man that is looking for dating advice from women is an absolute fool. And you deserve to keep failing with women, because if you do go around taking dating advice for women, I mean, bruh, you are asking a fish how to fish, essentially. It's kind of like if you are an average looking guy, average finances guy, and you're asking for dating advice from a Chad or Tyrone millionaire. It's like, why would you ask them for advice? They're not living the same kind of life as you. And many times when you see these female dating coaches, they are just regurgitating points and views that they've heard from people like me and various others. They don't know what it feels like. They don't know the experience fully. It's just like when people tell you, just be yourself, bro, and you'll find a nice girl, or, all these kind of typical, stereotypical things that we've been told from day one. And we grow up and find out that it's not true. Just be a nice guy. When now most of us know nice guys finish last. Nice guys get used. They get abused. They get made fun of. They are embarrassed in public. It's essential that you understand yourself, you understand the game, you understand the players in the game. You got to understand where you are in the hierarchy. And I'm sorry, I just don't think that women are in the position to give men dating advice. I think that it's nonsense. Most of the time when these women turn into female red pill content creators, they're just grifters, to be honest. And yeah, I've been in contact with some of them. You may have seen me in videos with some of them. You may have seen me quite close to some of them. But really and truly, my mind was made up way before, a long time ago, and it's never changed. I think that all these women are grifters, to be honest. And I think if you was to meet them in real life and actually get to know them, you would realize that they are no better than the women that they're talking about. In fact, some of them are even worse. Some of them, they talk down on the men that support them. They look down on them. They laugh at them. They call them losers, etc., etc. And you would be very, very surprised. So a lot of you guys, you champion for these female red pill dating coach type women. And I just think that you lot are idiots. You actually are losers. The whole point of this whole, understanding people, the sociology of dating dynamics and relationships, you need to really get advice from men, in particular men who with experience. Because, there's no point you going to get advice from a guy who has little to no experience, a guy that's only lived a kind of one-dimensional life. He can't help you either. He's just another entity who's regurgitating dating advice or regurgitating points from people like me. Again, people like me who've actually been out there. They've taken their lumps, they've taken their bruises, they've had good experiences, bad experiences, L's, W's, all kinds of stuff. You know, people that have maybe dated in and outside of their own country, in and outside of their own race, dated women younger and older than themselves from different backgrounds, such as me. You see, this is why many times I call myself very underrated, and a lot of times I can be very frustrated with the whole YouTube space, the whole space of you know, men helping each other and navigating relationships, because a lot of these guys who are very popular on these platforms, these 200,000, 500,000 subscriber based content creators, a lot of them have little to no experience. A lot of these guys are straight up geeks. These are guys that probably they've had one girlfriend, two girlfriends. Now they claim they know it all. You know, or they've only dated within their own country. That's all they know. Or they've only dated one race of women. And then they think that they can really comment. When really and truly, no, you can't. You're just regurgitating. Yeah, and I just don't really respect that. I just think that some people have experience, some people don't. Yeah, but maybe some people have the right kind of accent, so they get more support from certain people from certain demographics. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. I think for the most part, most men are average. And, you know, if you are an average man, you would want to get dating advice from an average man. Yeah. Or at least, again, a man who has a lot of experience, who's probably taken a lot of L's as well as W's, so he can, you know, give you a good range of experience and advice. So, yeah. That's just what's been on my mind as well. Another thing that's been on my mind lately is just the whole idea of, like, you know, there's certain types of women you want to avoid, bro. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, and it's funny because, like, I've been in contact with certain types of women in my life who, bro, like, some of the red flags were just screaming, but I still went there. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I got something in my eye. For instance, yeah, I know that a lot of people will disagree with this, but I always harp on this every now and again, and it is a real, true red flag in my mind. If you come across a woman who's heavily tatted up, bro, like, I don't care what none of these inked up women say, these women that are full of tattoos say. I don't care what they say to you. I don't care about the shaming lines. I don't care about whatever they say, bruh. That is a red flag. Especially, bro, if the woman has a lot of tattoos. If she has a lot, bro, most of you guys know I had an experience where I was with somebody who had a lot of tattoos and it did not go well, bro. Like, do you get what I'm saying? I went against my own knowledge because of the situation and how things panned out. I went against my own ethos and it did not work out well. It's a straight indicator of turbulence. This girl, this woman, she's not going to be steady. She's full of turbulence. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think that it's very difficult because these days, you know, tattoos, just getting tatted up from a young age is the trend. A lot of these girls, they just go and do it because out of immaturity and, you know, being followers, and, you know, they're just not thinking long term. They go and tat themselves up. And a lot of times they do it out of covering up trauma or trying to deal with trauma or just, I don't know, like. And then there's the other added element of the spiritual element as well. A lot of them, they're getting specific tattoos that symbolize what they are spiritually, bro. So, for instance, if you come across a woman who has tattoos of dangerous animals, bro. I've said this many times, fam. Many times I've said this. If you come across a woman who is tatted up with dangerous animals, bro, that's a clear indicator that she's a dangerous animal herself. That's her nature. All right? Like, you'll meet these girls, they'll have like, I don't know, like a scorpion or a panther or dragon or any of these kind of dangerous animals, bro. Like, you know that she's basically telling you that, bro, you need to be careful, because if you get too close to me, I might bite you, might destroy you. Simple as that. I've come across these kind of girls, right? Scorpion, snake, spider, tiger, any of those kind of things, bro. Yeah? Danger, danger, danger. There's other tattoos as well, which symbolize basically witchcraft. Now, I encourage you guys to do your own research into these kind of things. Like, don't just take it from me, right? I've done my own research into these kind of things myself, and I continue to, because I always like to get a good knowledge of what's going on out there. But, you know, if you come across anyone, furthermore, it's not just women, it's like even your male friends or whatever, yeah? If you come across people and they have specific kind of tattoos, like, that indicate some kind of ideology outside of the God of the Bible, like, bro, like, I just don't, it doesn't sit well with me, bro. It just doesn't sit well with me at all. Because most of these things, these entities, they're representing like demons, in my opinion. All right, now you may not agree, but that's just how I look at it. A lot of these people, they're getting tattoos of symbols that represent the worship of demons, bro. So if you're associating with someone like that, you sleeping with somebody like that, bro, like, don't be surprised if your life starts going left. Yeah, don't be surprised if things start going wrong. And you're going to be like, why is this happening? Why? Because you're sleeping with somebody who's demonic, bro. Somebody, they may not even be aware of it. Do you get what I'm saying? You got to be very, very careful. And as I said, like, it's hard because these days, a lot of these trends are very popular. People are just doing these things and they're not really thinking about what they're doing. You get what I'm saying? And for the most part, most women are followers. So if they see something is popular, they see it on TikTok or Instagram, they see enough women doing it, they go and do it themselves. Yeah, the follower mindset, hive mind. Yeah. So that's that. But yeah, boom. Anyway, let's get into a reaction video. Let me see if anyone's called in yet. No one's called in. This is a caller show. It's funny because people keep saying to me, oh, when are you doing a caller show? When you do a caller show? And then I do a caller show and then no one calls in. I don't know, like, but the link is pinned to the top of the live chat. Yeah, if you lot can, yeah, just like copy the caller link in the chat, so if anybody doesn't see it, they can see it and they can call in. But let's jump into a reaction right now. This reaction video is about passport bros. All right, so let's see what they got to say. This is from the It's Complicated YouTube channel.
Men?
Well, I think it's different. For example, where I come from in Europe, it's more like old school than the modern way of dating.
I think women in other cultures, I just think that they are a little bit more submissive than the women in America.
Do you think they treat their men better because they're forced to or because they want to?
I think because they're forced to. They get abused, and like they can't even wear their real hair. They have to cover their hairs up and stuff like that.
Wow. This woman here, this black woman here, this black American woman here is saying that Eastern women are forced to basically act in a way that would, be good for a relationship with a man. This is crazy. I'm gonna pull it back because I want to get the full beginning of this. I want to start this again. Hold on.
What do you think of women in other cultures and how they treat their men?
Well, I think it's different. For example, where I come from in Europe, it's more like old school than the modern way of dating.
I think women in other cultures, I just think that they are a little bit more submissive than the women in America.
Do you think they treat their men better because they're forced to or because they want to?
I think because they're forced to.
They're forced to be more submissive. The women in Eastern countries are forced to be. Why not? Why can't they just be more submissive? Just because you and people from your side of the world are not submissive, it doesn't mean that the other people are being abused automatically. That's crazy.
They get abused, and like they can't even wear their real hair. They have to cover their hairs up and stuff like that.
And how ironic that this woman's talking about, they're not even allowed to wear their natural hair out. But we know that many women actually like to wear fake hair. A lot of women like to wear. I mean, this woman here, she's got her own hair out and, respect her for that. But there's a lot of other women that like to wear fake hair. They choose to. So I think this is really ironic that she would say that, women in Eastern Europe are not even allowed to wear their real hair. That's actually insane.
Do you think those women are ignorant slaves or do you think they're happy?
I think a mixture of both.
It seems like...
Wow. She said that the Eastern women are ignorant slaves. A mixture of their ignorant slaves and they're happy. What the... Oh my God, bro. Wow. This is just complete Western feminist mindset, bro. They can't see any other life outside of what they believe to be true. Where they can just basically do whatever and men have to be servants underneath them. It's crazy.
Slaves or do you think they're happy?
It's a different culture. They kind of want to. The culture is family oriented, so they'd want to.
Do you think those women are ignorant slaves or are they happy?
No, I think they're happy. Definitely.
Of course. Exactly. They're happy, bro. Like, they're happy. And if they're not happy, they will just leave. What the hell?
What's the difference between Western women philosophy versus Eastern women philosophy?
Western women philosophy is more the feminine side and independence, whereas the Eastern side is more on religious values, I guess.
Western women philosophy is more self-centered, I think. Eastern women, it's kind of family-oriented, so they don't just think about themselves, they think about the family, they think about other stuff other than themselves.
Absolutely. That's what it is. That's what it boils down to. Westernized women are self-centered. They're worried about themselves and their own personal happiness. Eastern women, outside of that Western mindset, they are thinking about the world outside themselves, i.e. their family and their duty to their family and their household and their man. That is the straight up difference between Western women and Eastern women. One is selfish, one is not selfish. Simple.
The difference is Western women feel like they can do whatever they want. They don't care about what a man says. And Eastern, they feel like they have to do what a man says.
Listen to this woman doesn't know what she's talking about. She's just another Western woman who, again, is all about themselves. And anything that counters that is wrong. There's something wrong with that. Oh, they have to do that. They feel they have to. No, they don't have to do anything.
Which country treats their women best?
I would say I don't think anywhere treats their woman best. Let's be real. Not America, not nowhere, honestly.
Bruv, in America, you can do whatever you want. What are you talking about? You live in a country that allows women to marry men and then when they feel like it, just divorce him and then take half of all he's earned in his life. What are you talking about? You live in a country where you have kids with a man. The man wants to have his kids in his life. The government will give, or the law, the judge will give you the kids automatically, and then he has to pay you a crazy amount of money every month for those kids. And you don't even have to tell anyone what you spend the money on. That's the country you live in. That's crazy, bro.
What do you think of American women and how they treat their men?
Horrible.
Can you be more specific?
American women are stupid. And I don't know, they're uncultured and I don't know, rude.
I think American women play with men's feelings, and I think they have really high standards and are very picky.
I told you, I would never ever date another American woman ever in my life. I told you lot. I told you guys, bro. I would never do it ever again, bro. And I've had like four American girlfriends, like not American, like their parents are American, they was born in the UK or something. No, I had girlfriends while I lived in America, and I've had a girlfriend that was American while I was in the UK, and she came over, like she was already grown. Do you get what I'm saying? She's already been indoctrinated with Western American female culture, right? And every single one of those relationships completely just, forget about it. Because their ideology, their mindset is just not, it's just not wifey material. It's just not, fam. Like, I'm sorry. That's just it. That's been my experience. That's the experience of many men, American men that are not American, that have dated American women. I'm sorry. They just, their mindset, their beliefs, it just does not work, bro. It doesn't work. And I'm talking black or white. It's not just black. It's not just white. It's just American women, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like, that's just it. That's just it. There's a reason why Passport Bros exists. There's a reason why. There's a reason why in that country 80% of marriages are filed by the women, bro. There's a reason why. There's a reason why a lot of men have mental health and end up deleting themselves at an alarming rate. There's a reason why, fam. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like, that's it. And then you hear them all come on social media talking about their dating requirements, and a man has to be 7 foot tall and be a multi-millionaire just to date her. This is crazy, fam.
I think American women, they're very cold. And that's why American men, they prefer Latina women.
I mean, it's tough for me to say, but I'd say from what I've seen, it can be unfair because a lot of them will leave with half of the stuff that the man owns if things go bad, and they're very quick to leave. So,
yeah, they're very quick to leave to bounce to the next willy, bro. Yeah. And I've experienced it, and again, other people have experienced it as well. Many other men have experienced it. Most of you guys watching, you've had a girl that you really, really liked, and you thought everything was going good, and you was like a good guy for her, and blah, 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 and she bounced on you, fam. And that's it. And that's it.
What are your thoughts on the Passport Bros?
I think it's a cool concept.
I think if you want to be with someone and you don't like her 100%, or if you don't find your people in one place, I think it's awesome that you travel overseas to get what you want. Obviously, yeah.
Why do American men travel overseas to find a wife, but men from overseas don't travel to America to find a wife?
Because women know their worth.
Oh my God. Because women know their worth. It's the most like cliche thing that any feminist is gonna say. Because women know their worth. Yeah, okay.
Over here, more exposed to resources.
I think women in the US are very empowered money-wise, so they don't need a man to save them.
I think the passport is definitely an advantage. When they have the American passport, they can easily get women over there than vice versa.
The women believe, if he comes all the way to America, he has to be worth something. I mean, comes to a different country, he has to be worth something.
Why don't women from America want to travel overseas to find a husband?
Because they're lazy?
They have everything here. I think it's a first world country, so a lot of guys are like up to their standards. in a lot of ways.
Yeah. So the women in the Western world are not gonna go to third world countries to find a man, because that man is not gonna be a multi-millionaire. He's not gonna be able to afford all of the trinkets, right? And that's all it boils down to. Yeah. And in those countries, the women are not gonna feel as empowered. You know, so that's what it is, bro.
If men are more likely to travel to find love, why do women think men are lazy when it comes to relationships?
I feel like that has a lot to do with our culture. Men travel to different countries because the culture is different.
Why do you think that women don't do that as much as men do?
Because women don't need men.
Look at this fool. Look, she couldn't think of a smart response. So she said the first thing that popped into her head is, because women don't need men. I guarantee this woman is single, bro. This woman is single, bro. She can't find a man. So the next thing, women don't need men. Yeah, right. You mean you can't get a man. That's the difference. That's the truth. Reality.
The independent woman who doesn't need a man.
Men are way more passionate about finding the hot woman. And American women are too cold and they're too boring. And that's the truth.
Like men coming into the Philippines, for example, they like to get or find like submissive, mostly young wives, I feel like. That's
Yes, because most men want to be with a woman who is going to be submissive. This is not no new concept. Why do they always talk like this is some new rocket science epiphany that they got? Like, oh my God, men are looking for submissive women. Oh my gosh, they all want something. Yes, we all do, all of us. Why? Because most of the time, we're going to have to be the workhorse. Most of the time, we're going to have to protect this person. So why am I going to be with someone who thinks that they're going to try and dominate me if I'm protecting and providing for them on a consistent full-time basis? Why am I going to let them dominate me? Why would I want somebody who thinks that we're co-leaders when really and truly you want me to be the leader? You want me to have all the responsibility. Like, how do you not understand that? Because most of these feminists, they just want equality when it suits them. That's what it is.
That's what I see a lot on social media.
Or they expect them to be that way.
Yeah.
I mean, women in other countries are better than here. Exactly like your last question. American women are not the best. So, you know, they go out of the country to find a better wife.
Women are in tune to their body. They're not in tune with running a household. They're in tune to social media. They're not in tune with the needs of their significant other or their kids. That, you know, I'm just going to be honest. The women really is like men. It's all about me. And I don't.
Yep. She said it. This woman said it. This black woman said it. She said the truth, bro. She, like, most of these women, these Western women, they don't even like men, bro, to be honest. Like, and I mean as in they don't actually like men. Like, they may be physically attracted to men, but they don't actually like men, bro. They're all about themselves. They're all about themselves, self-centered, selfishness. Me. It's all about me, what I want, how I feel. That's all that matters, bro. It's my way or the highway. Yeah? Feminism and equality when it suits me. It's crazy.
I don't know if it comes from the up experience that they've had or.
We're enough. It's enough.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, wait. Let me just. Wait. Okay. Wait. Can I just finish one more thing? Okay. And one more thing about that. Why then, if that's true, why do we have the expression, where have all the good men gone, but nobody's asking, where have all the good women gone?
Oh, they do.
We're privileged.
From where I'm from.
We're the fucking prize. And if women don't know that we're the prize, a nigga, we're the prize.
Listen to that. This. Did you just hear what this black chick said? She just said, we're the prize, F men, bro. Like, and I guarantee these two are either single or they're single baby mamas. Guaranteed, bro. Guaranteed, fam.
If your average man is treated better by women overseas, why do you think men prefer to stay in America and play the game when the odds are so heavily stacked against them?
Probably because of money issues and they don't want to leave their environment.
Essentially, why do you think men spend so much time grooming themselves to please the materialistic women in America?
Ooh. Because looks matter, I guess.
I think a lot of them don't know about how much of success they could have if they left the country. So they kind of just stay with what they know in the country, and that's bad success rate in the country.
Nah. This guy's on point. He knows what's going on, bro. Like, most guys, that I know of in America, they don't even have a real understanding of the rest of the world because, in my opinion, from someone who lived there for years, it's like American people only kind of see America as the whole world. Like, they don't really get to see that the other cultures, the other countries, like their views of other countries is just what, you know, the media allow them to see. Do you get what I'm saying? But a lot of men, if they understood what was out there and what opportunities or possibilities were out there, I think a lot would leave, to be honest. They would leave all these American Western women with their high standards and requirements. They would just leave them because it'd be like, bruv, like, why am I trying hard to please you when you probably don't even like men anyway? Yeah, when I could go somewhere else and find a woman that's more submissive, more grateful, more appreciative, and will cooperate with me even better and be happy to do it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just, bruh, it's crazy.
Country.
When it comes to foreign women, what cultures do you think men prefer and why?
Whew. I mean, my first thought, my gut instinct was the typical blonde Russian woman.
Does a woman's behavior play any role in how she's treated by men?
You know what? Honestly, yes. Yes, because you give the same energy that you want, you know?
Does a woman's behavior play any role in how she's treated by men?
Yes, definitely.
So why are people so quick to blame the man when things go wrong in a relationship?
Oh, because it's always a man's fault.
Oh, wow. You see? It's always a man's fault. Always. Always a man's fault. Yeah? So no matter what a woman does, no matter how evil or crazy or manipulative or whatever she does to a man, it's always the man's fault, and the man always has to rise above it. There was a video recently of, what's her name? Shakira Stephen Richardson or whatever her name is. Yeah, that US Olympic sprinter. And she was basically physically abusing her boyfriend in the airport. Physically hitting the man in his face, bro. He had to just keep turning away from her. She just kept running up and hitting the guy in the face. And nobody is holding her accountable for that. Nobody is showing her any kind of big time backlash for that. She's not being banned from the sport of the Olympics or sprinting or anything like that. Because if it was a man doing that to his girlfriend, he would get banned. He would get kicked off the Olympic team straight away. So, like, this is the life. This is the world we live in.
It's not always a man's fault. Women definitely do mess up. I've always been told that it takes two to tango where I'm from. It's never just one-sided. It's both-sided, no matter what.
Why do passport bros want traditional women, but when they travel overseas, they target easy women?
Oof, that's a good question.
Maybe because they want to be the alpha man that's 2025 is pushing.
I think it's because they're scared of rejection.
Big up Daniel for the super chat. He says, and they wonder why man them be avoiding women. This is the thing, like, there's a thing called cognitive dissonance, right? And it's where basically they just completely ignore reality and they'll make up reality to suit their narratives. So, you know, a lot of times women, they don't want to be held accountable for their behavior or whatever they do. So when men stop approaching them and stuff like that, they will say stuff like, oh, it's because we intimidate men. Men are intimidated by us. That's why they don't approach us. Men are scared. Men are weak. But they don't realize that maybe men have had experiences with a lot of these types of women. And, you know, now they've got to the point where, yeah, I'm not going to carry on this cycle. I'm not going to carry on trying to talk to women who don't respect me, don't like me or whatever. Like, why? If I keep doing something and it's not working, that is madness. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But anyway.
And easy women, it's probably their first time traveling, so they're going with what's familiar with them.
So is Passport Bros more about sex tourism or finding a wife?
I think it's definitely about sex tourism, because if you want a wife, you don't really, how do I say this? You don't really focus on like the superficial stuff, you know, like.
Why are you more likely to see female empowerment in first world countries?
Because we have that freedom.
Why do women seem to be more
And who gave you that freedom? Listen, this is what these kind of people don't understand, yeah? These kind of man-hater women, yeah? Like, you have all this freedom, you have all these resources to say and do what you like and women empowerment and all of that. But who gave you these freedoms? It's the men, because the men are the ones that are in charge, and it's the men that build the infrastructure. So, like, really and truly, men are not your enemies, bro. So at this point, if you're still failing and you can't find a man and blah, 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 and you're just hitting the wall, miserable, that's on you at this point. But again, people like this woman here, they will just continue to blame men for everything until the end of time.
Happy, the more free that they are?
It's a really good question.
Actually,
we need to pull that question back because she got stumped, bruv. She got stumped.
Why do women seem to be more unhappy the more free that they are?
It's a really good question.
Yeah, you ain't got no answer for that, have you? Yeah, because with all this freedom that the men gave you, you're still not happy, bro. And that's the whole point. That's the reason why there is Passport Bros. That's the reason why there's content creators like me that talk about dating and relationships and all these crazy dynamics. Why? Because women like you, you're so indoctrinated and brainwashed to believe that you're being undermined and being, I don't know, treated poorly, when really and truly you just need to be able to play your position and find a man who's ready to play his position. But there's things like, you want a guy that's a millionaire, you want a guy that's 7 foot tall, you want a guy that, you know, has a 18-inch willy. You know, it's so much crazy. And then on top of that, you're probably crazy because of all the crazy experiences you've had in your own life. So you're probably not somebody who is mentally balanced. Bro, like, there's just so much different things. It's crazy, bro. And then at the end of the day, you're always just one argument away from leaving the guy because you think the grass is greener because you got all these men all the way around the world throwing willy at you. Silly.
Actually, the mental health crisis in the United States is absolutely insane. And I don't actually know why, but yes, the depression and the anxiety that women have here is a lot higher, I think, than other countries. Regardless of money, I think they have a tight-knit family, and that means more than, you know, anything else.
Yes, that is the point. Because money is more... Listen, it's because family is more important than a Birkin bag. Family is more important than this crazy ideology that you're being undermined and all of this kind of nonsense. Bro, no, fam. Family is more important than being combative and having a bad attitude and having all these crazy dating requirements. Family is more important than that. And that's why all these women, they just end up single with all their dating requirements, and they become these boss babes, and they're taking themselves out to all these expensive restaurants, expensive holidays. They're doing expensive shopping sprees. They got all the latest bags and shoes and clothes and car and house and all of that stuff, and they're still unhappy, bro. Why? Because they don't have a family. Because really and truly, as a human being, your actual purpose is to reproduce and have a family. Man, woman, child. But if you get buy into this idea of, oh yeah, I'm independent and I don't need a man and I'm gonna wait till I'm 50 to have my first child, I mean, bro, like, you're gonna lose, fam. You're gonna lose, and you're gonna be sorry at the end.
Why do passport bros want traditional women, but when they travel overseas, they target easy women?
So they can get laid? I don't know. And I feel like it's most readily available because the traditional woman wouldn't really go up to a foreigner, I feel like. Like, they'd be marrying within their community and culture and whatnot.
Yeah, so they...
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, with the passport bros thing, I think it's probably like 50-50. It may even be more 60-40, that a lot of the men that are going over there, they probably are trying to get easy laid. They are probably trying to go and get smashed and all of that and sleep with women. Let me say that again. Let me say it more clearer. Yes, I think that probably 50, 60, maybe even 70% of these passport bros, they're going over there to sleep with women. Yes, a lot of men out there, they are not getting boxed. A lot of men out there find it hard and difficult to couple up with women. So when they go overseas, yeah, they want to probably sleep with some women, and a lot of these women are selling box over there. So that's it. But I think that there is a percentage of men that are actually genuinely going over there and they're looking for someone that will be their wife as well. So, yeah.
They view it as an escape.
Yeah.
Because they're weak men mentally, and they don't want a good woman. Let's be real. They want a slave.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at this one, bruv. Again, typical. If a man is not doing what you want and breaking his back to make you happy, even though you're never going to be happy and you're probably going to leave him, that means that he's mentally weak and he wants a slave. What about he just wants a submissive woman that appreciates him? What about that? Because most of you Western women, especially American, you don't really appreciate men. You don't appreciate everything that men do. You don't. All you care about is being empowered and independent, and you don't need a man.
So is passport bros more about sex tourism or finding a wife?
Sex tourism. Definitely not about finding a wife.
This woman ain't never left America and she's talking, bro. Listen, I could put money on it that this woman here talking about passport bros and women in other countries, she's never left America. She's probably never left her state. And she's talking. I find it funny. People like this I just find to be very, very stupid. They've never left their corner, but they talk about other people's corners.
Definitely not.
Why do American women feel threatened by foreign women?
I don't feel threatened. I don't feel like we do. I feel like we look better.
This woman here wearing these ridiculous contact lenses, bright blue contact lenses, black woman with bright blue contact lenses, talking about she thinks she looks better than women in other countries. Oh my God, this is absolutely embarrassing. And look, she's got this smug, she's got this smug expression on her face. I don't know why.
Why do American women often shame foreign women, claiming that they're poor and uneducated?
Because they are.
Why do American women feel threatened by foreign women? Do foreign women pose a threat to American women for what they offer men?
I don't think it's that much about being foreign, but more the the rivalry between women themselves, because every woman wants to be better than the other woman.
Why will American women often shame foreign women, claiming that they're poor and uneducated?
Whoa, I've never heard about that, but maybe because they want to portray themselves as better?
Yep. How many languages do you speak?
I speak 5 languages.
And where are you from?
Croatia.
If all women are the same because of their female nature, why do you think Red Pill advocates for passport bros?
Exactly. That don't make that. I don't know. That don't even make sense. If you feel like all women are the same, why are you going to different? That's stupid.
No, there's levels to this. Every woman wants safety and security, bro. That's what it is. Like, female nature, women want safety, provision, and security. They want to be with a strong man. That is the running theme amongst most, if not all, women. But there are levels to this. Yeah, and if you are in a first world country like America with a very high economy, and you know a lot of these women, they're able to go and make their own 6 figures, etc., etc. You know, you will find that the dating requirements and standards are going to be exponentially higher, bro. In fact, they will be higher to a degree which is unrealistic and unreasonable. See, that's the difference. Yes, most women, if not all, have the same kind of things that they're looking for in a man, but there are levels. All right?
Do you think that women are the problem, or are the people influencing women the problem?
I think definitely the people influencing the women are the problem.
Why?
Because, I mean, we've seen women in other parts of the world be open-minded or do things for others, not just themselves. It's just, I think the society here kind of restricts them into thinking that being by themselves gives them an empowerment, some diluted empowerment, which is, in my opinion, false.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got a caller. Let's get to this caller real quick. Big up to him for waiting. Big up to John. Hello?
Hey, King Riches. I'm a passport bro. I called in maybe like a few months ago.
Yeah.
So I'm very aware of this subject. A lot of these guys, I know that you said earlier, they go on the internet, these red pill guys, and they're like, this is the truth about women, and and you gotta put her in her place, and
yep.
A lot of these guys, I can tell that they haven't really been places or done anything. They're just so stuck in America because, you know, I've been spending a lot of time in Latin America, and the women, they just don't act the same way that they do in the U.S. or the U.K.
How do okay, give me examples of how women in Latin America act in comparison to women in America.
Okay, so one of the main things that I see is in the U.S. and UK, it's almost like women expect for you to be a pre-built superhero, right? So even if you are a quote-unquote high-value man or whatever, if you're not their ideal type, it's like a lot of them, they're not even listening to what you have to say. Whereas I think in a lot of Latin America, a lot of women, they'll at least like kind of give you a chance to, I guess, like improve yourself with them in a relationship.
Hello? Ah, come on, man. You just get
Can you hear
into
me?
a bit. Yeah. Go on. Start again, bro.
Yeah, so the difference is like in Latin America, the women are more likely to build with you, whereas in the US or the UK, women kind of expect for you to be a pre-built superhero on day one. And it's really annoying because a lot of these women, like, okay, if this was like a really hot girl, okay, like I would expect that. But a lot of these women are just, they're just below average looking, or they're not, or maybe they're like single moms.
Yeah.
But when I go to these other countries, the looks level of these women goes up by 3 or 4 points. It's quite ridiculous.
Yeah. It's crazy because why do you think that the women in like America, etc., why do you think their dating requirements or dating standards are so high in comparison?
I think a lot of it has to do with brainwashing from Hollywood, and I think it's actually more severe than it is in the UK.
Yeah, definitely.
And because, you know, Hollywood is in the United States, I think it's just a cultural thing that people are taught. And I'll even go as far to say the English language. I've noticed when women don't speak English, a lot of this stuff doesn't really make it into their country, or not to the severity. So
yeah, because there's the language barrier. So it's just like, am I really gonna learn English just to learn what these American or English women are saying, type thing?
Yeah, so there's millions of hours of English content that a lot American women have watched that other women in other countries have not watched. And
Yeah.
it's not just Brazil or, Colombia. I mean, even you don't even places that aren't even that far from the UK. I mean, even if you go to a country like Spain, you're going to see a bit of a difference
Yeah.
because of the language barrier and what media has been allowed to come into their brain. There's a lot of poison in the English language. That's one thing I have to say.
Definitely. So, how long? What countries in South America have you been to?
So far, I have been to Mexico, I have been to Colombia, and I have been to Peru. I would say Peru is where I've had the most success. And a part of that is it's a combination of a couple of different things. Part of it is because of the race pill. I know it's controversial, but I am a white guy, so I'm different, stand out. But but I also think it's just like I said earlier, the language. Like nobody there really speaks English, so it's like a lot of the stuff that's in the U.S. just doesn't really get brought over. Whereas I think in Mexico, it's so close to the U.S. that some of our culture has spilled over into their country. And I definitely noticed it the last time I went there. That's the scary thing is you don't know because some of this stuff is starting to spill over into the non-Western world. And, you got to act fast before, people's minds get contaminated.
Okay. So like when so when you first went to date outside in these other countries, what was your experiences like? Like what was it like when you first started interacting with these women? What was the first thing that you was like, wow, like this is different. This is way better. Tell me some of your experiences, like your early experiences.
There's some pros and some cons. So obviously there are gold diggers, and you're gonna have to kind of learn to identify which women are just going for you because they think you're rich, or because they want a green card. So you're gonna find a lot more of that in those countries, but you have to kind of be able to identify when a woman is doing that to you. But you'll also see another side where the competition in those countries is not the same. So someone like me who looks very different from the rest of the population already, I know like all those red pill guys, they talk about, oh, you got to be the top 10%, alpha male. But when you're a foreign white guy from a Western country, you are not just the top, 10%. You're like the top 0.1%, depending on what city you are in that country. So what I noticed is, women actually like pursuing me, and having genuine desire because they hadn't been exposed to a bunch of Chads and Tyrones. Also, the height pill. A lot of these countries.
What's it in South America? Like most of the people are quite short, right?
Oh yeah, the average male in Peru is about 5'4", and I think it's close to maybe 5'3" in Bolivia. Well, it could be a little bit. It's either 5'4", 5'3" in Bolivia, but most women there are like probably 4'11". I would say there's women under 4'10", and it's like you'll see that like every day. Like you'll walk past a 4'9" woman in Peru, and it's like it's pretty common.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's not even close. Like if you're to all my short sales out there, there's hope. There's hope.
Yeah, because I always think about that. It's just like, yeah, we always hear heightism, but like as I always say, that is predominantly from America. Like that.
Yes.
Even in the UK, like yeah, there is heightism here, but not as nowhere
Yeah,
near as like in America. Like it's crazy.
I'm like 5'6", but in those countries that's actually pretty normal. In some countries that actually is above male average height. So
Wow.
it is very rare to even see women that are taller than me in countries like Peru or places like that, especially if you go to the rural areas. So, you don't. So to all my short cells, you don't got to be King 6'8" the Great to,
Yeah.
slay
Like some
and let.
extreme entity. Like, you get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
And it's funny because like I'm not a short guy, but it's like I'm not the tallest guy either. Do you get what I'm saying? So I see it from both sides, and it's funny because I always seem to come across taller women like in my own personal life, and it's like when I talk to them, or maybe even girls I haven't been involved with, and I talk to them and I ask them their dating preferences. Height is always a big issue. Like, especially when I was in America, height was always an issue. Like, and it was just like, but it really doesn't mean much. But I know it is a obstacle that many men face in the Western world, and so what you're saying here is really significant because there's a lot of guys who are short. If not, most men are not going to be over 6 foot. Most men are not going to be over 5'10". So
Yeah, no, most men in the world probably aren't even 5'8". Honestly, if we're talking about the entire world,
the entire world,
So one thing I think a lot of guys, they get trapped in this, or they get trapped in this world of negativity because of their location.
Yes.
And so what I've noticed is in Latin America, height is not really, I mean, every woman cares about height to a certain extent, but it's not prioritized like it is in the West. What I do see more of is there definitely is more racism in Latin America, and it's almost it's pretty bad. Like
because it's interesting that you'd say that as well, because when you go on YouTube and you see a lot of these passport bros, are in particular are African American. You do get the black UK guys as well. Some of them will be going to South America. A lot of times they're going like Eastern Europe and stuff like that. But I always have this mindset that you're going to Latin America. Are they really, really checking for black guys like that, or are you black guys dealing with the women that are selling box? Do you get what I'm saying? And I always kind of not to say that every single time a black guy goes to Latin America he can't get a decent looking woman. But I'm saying that there is an element of racism there that has been ingrained in some of those cultures. And so, if you are a black guy, you may be American, you may be British or whatever, you may have money in your pocket, but you're still a black guy in the eyes of a lot of these women. Do you get what I'm saying? So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think Latin America, I mean, I know that it's not just one area. There's several different countries. There really is a racial hierarchy, and I think it's worse than some people think it is. Now, a country like Colombia, there is a black I don't know what the population is, but you will see black people. So some of those black guys that go to Colombia, I'm sure they do have some success. Maybe they'll get with some, decent looking black girl or some decent, mestiza. Mestiza is like a kind of like a Native American mixed with Spanish. So they do have, I'm sure they have success, and not all the guys that are going there are paying for it. But I will say that, if you're a black guy, don't expect to have the same experience, as a white guy or a local in that country. But yeah, there is. I mean, it's worldwide. Like, I know that racism is everywhere, but I think, I don't know. I feel like if I was playing devil's advocate, because I'm not black, but I feel like maybe I would have more success in Eastern Europe because maybe there's some women that would think I would be exotic or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because the thing is, from my experience of people I know and my own personal experience dealing with Eastern European women, I've seen a lot of success personally. I've seen like black guys that are not 6'8" the great, that have gone to like Sweden and different places in Eastern Europe, and they've been successful, and not just pulling a girl, but pulling a decent looking girl. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know about Latin America. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but
it does depend on the country. I mean, even in a country like Dominican Republic, I still feel like the white worship is still very prevalent, and it's kind of surprising because it's more like it's more Afro Latinas there. It's not. I don't know if you know much about Dominican Republic, but it's a destination a lot of passport pros go to.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen the videos. I've seen the videos where the guy's walking with the camera on his chest or whatever, and he's just walking through the neighborhoods and he's just showing you the girl or the nightlife in these different destinations and stuff like that. So definitely see, but I always notice there's a difference in the types of women like that maybe these guys are interacting with. Do you get what I'm saying? Like when I've seen like black passport bros showcasing what their experience is like, it's always kind of like the Afro Latina women, which makes sense. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Whereas like more of the like pale skin, the jet black hair, pale skin,
like the mestiza type. Yeah,
those kind of Latinas, they're not really with those ones. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but I think a lot of times when they deal with those ones, they in one way or another they're paying in one way or another. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
There's always exceptions. I mean, again, if the guy is like a ultimate Tyrone, then yeah, he could get that type of girl.
Yeah,
but I think that when you see these black passport bros, a lot of them, I think they usually go to Colombia and the DR.
Yeah,
but they'll be with I mean, again, like it's an Afro Latina, but she'll be extremely attractive.
We're not saying that we're not saying the difference in attractiveness. We're talking about the type. Like there's different types.
Exactly.
Like, do you get what I'm saying? Whereas the more, let's just make it kind of easier, basic. The more like white looking Latinas, compared to the more like Afro Latina. Like the black guys are going to be more. I think haven't been there, but from what I've seen and what my own logic, they'd probably have more success with the Afro Latinas over the more white looking Latinas, because the more white looking Latinas would probably more than likely want a white foreign man. Do you get what I'm saying? If they're going to do the whole gringo thing.
Yeah, they either want a white foreign man or maybe someone from their own community.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them, usually they prefer like some white guy, but the thing is, like, it depends like what your goal is. I know a lot of people say, oh, they're paying for it and all this stuff, and I'm here to tell you that most guys probably aren't. Like,
okay,
I think a lot of people don't realize how bad things are in the West. I know guys that are actually pretty handsome and are doing well financially, and they're still struggling to get the caliber of women they want.
Yeah,
so
like there's guys that just like you said, there's guys that are doing well, like physically and financially, and they still find it hard to couple up with a woman on their same looks level or level in general. Like, because
I remember,
the average woman doesn't want to be with the average man. She thinks she's above the average man. That's and it just goes up it just goes up gradually as you go through attractiveness. The expectations go up at the same rate, and it's just weird, like.
Yeah. I remember, like, the other day I was seeing, like, this TikTok of this kind of, like, Chad guy. He's, like, this white guy with a beard, and he's got that stereotypical Chad look that you see in
square
the
jaw
cartoon.
look, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And he's like tall and he's talking about like, tell me you're single without tell me you're single. And he says, my bank account is the only text I get that tells me good morning. And then there's all these dudes that responded to the TikTok and they're like, bruh, if you're out here single, then we ain't got no hope. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
real. And this is the thing. This is another thing I wanna make this point, yeah, because obviously I've done loads of King 68 reaction videos, right? And you know, a lot of people, even under his own videos, you know, they say, oh my God, like, you know, I wish my life was like yours, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is that people don't understand. And, you know, as a guy myself, I've had a lot of women in my life and come and go through my life, right? And we understand is that, yeah, he may be able to attract a lot of these women that you find attractive. But number one, that doesn't mean that they're good women. Like, number one. Number two, bro, no man is safe. So even if you, let's say you're pulling baddies, bro. Like, yeah, she may be opening up to you initially, but fam, that doesn't mean that she's gonna be loyal to you. That doesn't mean that she's not talking to 5 other guys that are shorter than you, King 68 the Great. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just, that's just the game. This is how it is over in this side of the world.
And
like,
one thing I will say in about King 68 the Great, and I do acknowledge he is a Tyrone and he's super tall. I still do think some of those videos that he has are staged. I mean, I'm not denying that he gets attention from women. I'm not denying that. But I do think a lot of guys, unfortunately, they're very gullible and they just believe everything on screen. So he is a Tyrone, but I'm seeing a lot of guys, they're focusing so much on other guys and it's stopping them from improving themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially, I've seen it a lot with this whole King 68 the Great, because before this, I didn't even know who this guy was. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah, he literally came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then I see all these videos about these guys whining and complaining that they're not King 68 the Great. And don't get me wrong, I understand where they're coming from, but I just don't understand why a lot of guys, they feel the need to put themselves down and instead of like doing something about their situation. Do you see what I'm saying?
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I think it boils down to location, because you know, if you're in somewhere like, if you're in the US or you're in somewhere like London, which is very competitive. London is a very competitive city as well, right? Like, you could do a lot of self-improvement and still get little to no success.
Yeah.
Which can be very, very disheartening and frustrating. And then you switch on YouTube and you see this guy just standing there, not even going in the club, not buying a drink for anyone.
Yeah.
And girls come up to him, even if it is scripted, just that look. Because at the end of the day, even if his videos are scripted, he still has the look that it's plausible. Do you get what I'm saying? It's plausible that this can happen. And I'm sure it does happen in real life.
It's definitely plausible that women would approach him.
Yeah.
I just think that, I guess because like I'm looking at it from my perspective, because I'm a passport bro and then I go to other countries.
Yeah.
I guess because I chose to escape my hell.
Yeah.
That it's almost like when you go to these other countries, you forget about the hell that you were living. Not that you don't forget it completely, but you kind of start to focus on building another life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You almost like, it's like I'm in my own world now. Like King 68 the Great is not stopping me from, you know, getting what I want in this world.
Because you're not even thinking on that level anymore. Like if you was living in flipping, I don't know, Arkansas, and then you know you're watching King 68 the Great videos, and you know you're going out and buying drinks for girls, and they're not giving you their number, they're not talking to you, then it's gonna be it'll be more of like a, I don't know, a point of discussion. But like, you know, if you're living your movie, you're and you know, you don't feel any restriction and you don't feel like you're in a you know, disadvantage, your whole perception of the world's going to be different.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's not like you forget your past life, but you, I don't know. I guess
It's not.
it's
It's
people that
irrelevant
they're
at
stuck
this
in a
point.
loop.
Yeah.
They're stuck in a loop, you know.
What was your life like before you left? What was your life like dating and with women, and what was it that actually pushed you to start traveling and then meeting women, foreign women and stuff?
I did have some success when I was younger, but I think after college it got really hard, and I just noticed the quality of women that I could get had just tanked. Like it just felt like the standards just kind of got raised overnight. And I said, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to sacrifice my desire because of an unfair system. So I did. It's like I had some success, so it gave me enough ammunition to not give up and to kind of get to the other side. But I think a lot of guys, maybe they've had so many bad experiences and not enough good experiences that they just kind of throw in the towel, and they just end up watching videos of King 6-8 the Great, or
Yeah. Or there's the other guy, Marlon. Have you ever seen Marlon? He's a light skin. He's a light skinned guy, some model.
Yeah. They always obsess over that guy too.
Yeah.
And listen, I get it. Like I'm not. It's like I sympathize with that, but I just don't agree with that way of thinking where you're purposely stopping yourself from, like, you're just creating negativity. Like they're just, again, some people have it better than others. That's just life. And just I guess because I have something, maybe it's easier for me to speak that way. But I don't know.
I agree with you. I think that, okay, you can understand your situation and you can understand in ways where you may be looking directly at obstacles, but at some point you have to look for a solution, and there usually is some way out of your situation. And if it is a factor of you're in the wrong location, then put yourself in the right location. Do you get what I'm saying? Like what you told me earlier about, height, because obviously a lot of guys have a problem with their height, and women saying, I want a guy that's X amount of height and blah, blah, blah. If you go to a country where you're talking about the women are like 4'9" and 4'11" and stuff like that, you might need to go somewhere like that.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong. And I think a lot of guys, maybe it's like they feel shame. They feel shame for having to go somewhere else. I know I did when I was younger, but it's just like sometimes you gotta just go against what other people are saying and just kind of, I'm in my own frequency, bro. Like I don't take orders from anyone else. My life is my life,
Absolutely. All right, my bro. I appreciate you calling in. I'll take another caller, but make sure you call back in at another time, man.
All right. Peace out.
All right. Peace out. Take care, man. Big up, John. Passport bro, John. All right, Marley.
Yo, bro. Can you hear me?
What's going on? Yeah. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, obviously the conversation right now is about passport bros and stuff like that, right? So
yeah,
I think an issue that people in that regard aren't talking about is that I think that if a large group of men keep going to these sort of countries, then it's only a matter of time before the men of those countries have an issue with it.
Oh, good point.
Which could cause a lot of issues down the line. So I don't think passport bros is a bad idea depending on your circumstances at your home, like your home turf. But I think people don't realize how like detrimental it could be in the future if you keep going to these sort of countries, and the men are noticing a pattern, and their women keep going away from the men of their country is going to cause a big issue in the future. But I think people just kind of disregard that and have their own sort of, I don't know if you want to call it selfish, but they have their own perspective on it, and they just want to date women anyway. So they don't really mind going to other countries to do that. But I think it's going to cause a lot of issues in the future. So I wanted to get your kind of thoughts on that.
That is an awesome point, bro. That is so awesome that you said that, because as you were saying it, I was thinking in my head, I was thinking like, the previous caller was talking about Peru, right? And how all the women are like 4'11", the average guy there is like 5'5" or whatever, yeah? Now, imagine like a wave of guys like me, like was to go there.
Yeah.
Like, that would be mad. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, not to like talk in an arrogant way or nothing, but like, obviously, bro, I'm over 6 foot, bro. If I was if there's a wave of guys like, and we know that women want a guy tall and we know this stuff, yeah. Like, I think it would cause a problem. It would, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? At the beginning stage, it's okay because it's like, these men are coming in and they're spending money and they're raising our economy, and you know, we can make money off of these gringos or whatever, right? But after a while, if you're actually like putting your flag down in these places and enough of you come in, it's kind of like you're colonizing, bro.
Yeah, literally, yeah, exactly
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
It's an interesting thing because something happened on the other way around where I can't remember what country it was, but it was in like the Scandinavian area where a lot of Scandinavian men started dating like East Asian women. And so the law actually changed in one of those countries where, because obviously the women of those countries kind of felt left out, that their men were kind of dating outside of their countries. So the law actually came in place to stop men from doing that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I think it was it might have been like Denmark or one of them sort of countries in Europe. But obviously, because the world's more like feminine nowadays, it's going to be like that. But obviously, on the other way around, it's going to be more towards like violence, or because the law's not going to pander to men really a lot of the time. So it's more going to be like violence, or you know what I mean, even more racism than what we already know, which obviously isn't a good thing as well. But obviously, on top of that as well, I think because a lot of passport bros are like American guys, right? And a lot of them, like geographically, they're not very like well versed in like the world outside of America like that. Especially African Americans, because when I really think about it, a lot of them didn't really care about Africa until like Black Panther came out. Like that was when, you know what I mean, bro? Like that's when
bro, like trust me, I lived with them for years. I know exactly what you mean, bro. And this isn't even shade, bro. This is just the way it is, bro. Like, and a lot of you Americans watching this, you know it's true. A lot of you, maybe not you personally, but you know that a lot of you guys don't care about the rest of the world. You don't, bro. Like, most of you think the way you lot think is that America's the whole world and everywhere else is just something you saw TV, and you have some funny, maybe have some funny idea about them, but you haven't really come into contact with those people. You don't really understand their culture like that, and that's fine. Just be real about it, innit? Like, you know what I'm saying? But go on.
Yeah. So it took a whole Marvel film for them to actually care about Africa, right? So, and then on top of that, obviously, then you had like the black celebrities co-signing that. So like Beyonce would be like, Africa, and then obviously even more Americans were open to the thought of actually we have African history as well. But outside of that, which is obviously quite recent, they don't really know much geographically in terms of like the world. So when they're traveling to these kind of countries, they're already going there with like an ignorant or arrogant mindset. So they're thinking they can just go there, sleep with their women and just kind of do their thing. But I just don't think that's realistic for the majority of guys, because you have to, every country you go to, you have to show respect. And if your objective is to sleep with their women, then that's not really respect at all, really, is it? So
that's true.
I'm just not convinced that passport bros give you the whole picture of what it's actually like personally.
I think that as I said, I think if you was to do percentages, I think the majority are just going there to sleep with women, really. Like, you know, let's keep it real. There are, and again, I think there is a percentage of passport pros that are looking for a better life and find a decent woman and you know, etc., etc. But I think the majority are they've probably watched videos where guys are saying, "Oh my God, this is a single man's dream." You know, you see all these Latinas and you know, whatever country it is, and these women are submissive and they're after you. They will come up to you, and I went to the club and they came up to me and started dancing with me and all of that kind of stuff. And it's kind of like just arousing all these men. Like, do you get what I'm saying? And then they're just like, yeah, boom, I want some of that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if it is for like a 2 weeks. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And because it's a thing where, because obviously social media is kind of like taking over the world, people are just kind of quick to, like, when they see something, they just kind of believe it straight away. So because of that, people are like, oh, I can just go to Colombia or any of these countries and not do any research about it. And then obviously getting themselves into a lot of trouble, which is obviously another danger as well. But I think there must be like a difference between like UK passport bros and American ones, because I think here in the UK we're a bit more savvy with like the world. Outside of our
because we're taught more about the rest of the world, because it's like we're closer to the rest of the world. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, you got to think of it like this. Growing up in school, our classmates were from all over the world. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so we would have friends, we would go to their house and they're completely different culture to us. And then we'll start to learn about what they're about and stuff like that. Whereas I know this to be true, that in America, it's all about America. And that's it. And if you're a foreigner, you're just a foreigner, we'll joke on you. And that's what it is, bro. Like, so that's it.
Yeah, 100%. Because I'm not sure if American guys, why would they not just try and maybe travel to another state? Because there's 50 states. So you can always just try and maybe another state to date women. I'm not sure if that's an option they've thought about.
Nah, I don't think that's the answer. I think, that's not. There's still American women, bro. You ain't gonna change.
True, that is true. but I think, but one thing I say is, because like, I think one thing us Brits we do, which is a bit unfair, we kind of blanket American people all under the same brush, which I think is a bit unfair, because how someone acts in New York is different to how someone acts in LA. Or
true. That's true, but I would say that the difference between women state to state in America is nowhere near as the difference between dating an American woman and an Eastern European woman, or even a South American woman. I think there'll be a greater difference than if you just date state to state. Because I will be real, when there are differences between women, like, for instance, from the north of America, in America, in the north or in the south, or in the west coast. This, because it's a different vibe, different culture. Do you get what I'm saying?
Even the economy's different as well.
Yeah, but overall, they kind of have a blanket culture of Northern America. They still have that blanket of Northern American culture. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So then I guess it comes down to, like, is the risk worth the reward then? Because if you're gonna fly from America to a whole other continent just for the sake of sleeping around or finding a wife, I think that's a massive risk. Because like I say, you got 50 states. Even if you go to, I don't know, Canada for a bit, you can go there. There are things you can do, and I think because they've got such a big landmass, they kind of just take it for granted a bit. Obviously over here the UK is small, in it, so we're a bit different. If all the girls here are kind of a bit more the same. Obviously girls in London are going to be a bit different to girls in Brum or whatever, but they're all kind of the same. Whereas girls in America, there's a bit more differences between how they act. But I get what you're saying.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. Like, because like girls in London are way different to girls in Birmingham and Manchester, bro. Bro, I never used to really go Midlands like that. And it wasn't until last year I was going a lot, bro. And I was just like, bro, like the way they act is way different, fam. Do you get what I'm saying? But again, I agree with you that, like, okay, even within the UK, let's even say within the UK, yeah? If I'm dating a woman and I'm comparing a woman in the South to a woman that's in the Midlands, it's still not going to be as different if I was to marry an Eastern or not marry, but like to date maybe a Romanian woman or Croatian. It would be a way bigger difference. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And it's the same way as I was saying, like, if a man was to date women in different states of America, that's one thing. But if that same man was to date a woman from Russia, it would be even a way huger, bigger difference. Like, do you get what I'm saying? It's the same kind of concept.
Yeah, I hear you still. Because, London girls are a bit more like prestige and they demand a lot more.
Do you know what I think it is? Is whenever you're dealing with in a location that is like high money, high economy, the women are gonna be more difficult, bro. That's it.
Yeah, like New York, for example.
Like New York. Yeah. You go to New York, bro, or you're going Miami. Think about it. Think about the main places where the most like gold digger, high expectation, high dating requirements is gonna be. It's always gonna be in rich environments, bro. It's gonna be London, Miami, New York, LA, those kind of places, bruv. It's always gonna be that, bruv. Yeah,
for sure. Because another thing with the passport, bro, I just think a lot of them need to kind of learn on their home turf before they travel out.
Yeah.
Because if, like, I would never even. I just can't imagine doing an activity away before I try it at home first. Because I think that's it's just another risk that they don't really think about before they actually go into it. They just think, okay, I'm going to try this. But I think if you actually learn skills at home first, you might not actually need to travel that much because you might actually learn a lot on the way.
Yeah, and this is why I said earlier in the live stream, you know, it's dangerous if you're listening to a guy that doesn't have much life experience and then he's coming on YouTube telling you all of this stuff and he's not really had much experience, bro. First of all, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Second of all, bro, like, you're taking advice and you may not have experience yourself and you may be putting yourself in a more difficult situation, or you may be putting yourself in a situation you don't need to be in. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you need to, like you said, you need to do your own training on your own local ground first, and then see what it's really saying, innit?
Yeah, because I'm not saying that, you know, women in the West are like perfect, because they're far from it, obviously, but for training purposes, they're not the worst. I mean, they're not great, but you can learn a lot from them.
If they're not the worst, who's the worst then?
Good question, bro. You know what?
If they're not the worst, who's the worst then, bro?
You know what? I've heard a lot of stories about South America and, you know, the depths of certain South American countries, right? And, you know, with the prostitution and how it's very like just transactional. And how they I
heard in South America that, like, bruh, like, don't fall in love, bro, because it don't matter. Even if the girl's not selling box, if the girl's selling box, obviously, but even if the girl's not selling box, just don't fall in love, because she's got another guy, bro.
I don't think the UK is that bad yet.
I agree with that.
Do you get what I'm saying? We're getting there, though. We are.
Yeah. It's getting there. The whole world. It's like the whole world will eventually get there, bro. It's sad, but that's the reality. It's like in 20 years' time, bro. Like, the world's gonna be a weird place.
Very weird. Yeah. Because I think the main issue is that, you know, average guys and average girls are just not on the same page. Like, they're just completely missing each other's objective. They just can't seem to mesh, which is causing a lot of issues because most people are average.
Yeah, because average women don't want to be with average men, bro.
That's
where it boils down to. As long as, because you got to remember, average is the majority, fam.
Yep.
So if there's an issue with the average, we're not even talking about the 8s, 9s, and 10 chicks. Of course they're gonna want an 8, 9, 10 guy. Of course they will, bro.
Yeah.
But if an average woman is unwilling to be with an average man, she feels that she's settling with him. If that's the mentality, bro, like, then there's an issue there, bro.
Yeah,
because really and truly, most men would still deal with a woman that is under his looks level. Most men would do it if she does, you know, does her duty as his wife, mother of his children, etc., etc. Most men will just be like, you know what? Yeah,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. Let me chill.
Yeah.
Let me go on my holiday once or twice a year, bruv. I'm calm.
Yeah, 100%. Because even in like my experiences, I find it like it's so strange because I either have success with girls that are either below my level or above my level, but when it comes to girls that are actually on my level, they're the most difficult ones, which I find bizarre. It's such a strange, like, I don't know what you can call it, but it's like when someone's below my level, it's pretty easy. When
Do you know
above my level,
what? Do you know what?
It's
bro?
harder, but girls that are on my level, it's like they just can't. I don't know. It's weird.
Do you know what, bro? I think that's the same as me. You know.
Yeah,
like
bro,
it's
I've
like
been thinking this for a while.
it's either like, you know, and really and truly these days I don't really go for girls. I wouldn't really go for a girl below my level because there's just no point. Because I just but like girls that I will look at, and then I'll be like, yeah, she's about my level. Like she's not that great, but she's not bad. Like she should be on it. Nah, bro. It's usually the ones that are like really nice looking that I'm thinking, oh, this girl's not gonna have it, bro. And she has it, and I've noticed that pattern, bro. And when you just said it, they just clocked in my head. I was like, yeah, this is my life, bro. That's so weird, bro.
Yeah, man. It's. I feel like the girls that are bang in the middle, they just I don't know what they've been programmed to think, but they're just the ones that can't match me, but they're on my level.
Do you know what it is? Do you want to know why? Do you know why that is? I just clocked why. Because them girls get the most they get the most willy thrown at them.
They get up and down, so it's
Yeah, they get it from everywhere. Because the guys are gonna be less scared to talk to them. You get what I'm saying? So like whereas if you're talking to girls that are like really hot, like most guys, they want to move to them, but they're too scared, bro. Because they're just gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna get shut down, I'm gonna get rejected. You know, you do have the exceptions of some guys that, you know, just punch above their weight, like. But then but most guys, you know, they've had enough rejection that they're just like, I can't be even bothered to try, bro. She ain't gonna have it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
it's got to be that, bro. It has to be because that's probably the only logical explanation for it, really. Because they obviously will get the attention from every maybe even every race as well. They probably get.
Yeah, 100%. Them average girls, they're getting thrown willy the most, bro.
Yeah.
The most.
Yeah. And obviously, they're probably getting guys that got a bit of money, guys that don't have money, guys that are tall, guys that are short.
Yeah, because it goes back to what man's saying. Like, a lot of guys, they will deal with women that are below their looks level. They will. Yeah. Men will do it, bro. Yeah. And if the woman acts nice, if she acts extra nice, he might wife her up, and that's it. She's off the table now. Because think about it. I think how many times you see, and I was telling some girl this the other day, how many times do you see a man who maybe he's got clout, he's got status, he's got money, and you see his wife and the mother of his children, and she's just mid. And you'll be just like, rah, like, I was expecting some IG model looking woman, bro.
Yeah, but in reality, that's probably the smart choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're probably getting a lot of respect from that woman, whereas the girl that's like the IG model look, it's a lot of headache,
bro. Bro, I've messed with those ones. Headache. They usually got some kind of mental illness, bruv. Like they're not normal, bro. Like they're probably they smokers. They're excessive drinkers. They got some mad personality disorder thing. Like then at the same time their entitlement and delusion is high, but at the same time they have this insecurity, self-conscious, weird dynamic. Like, because you would look at them and think, oh, she's a bad bee. Oh my god, like she could only just be confident. But they are in public. But when you get them privately and you get to the point where you actually get to know them, bro, bare insecurities, bro. Insecurities. They're not normal, bro. And then you try and wifey that, bro. Good luck. I hope you studied psychology, bruv.
Yeah, and I think even when it comes to their physique or like their body shape, a lot of them don't have like a wifey type of look. They have like a more aesthetically pleasing look for like a one-nighter. But
they got a look for sex, bruv.
Yeah, but they don't have a look where you'd think, okay, I'll bring you to my mom's house.
Yeah, oh my god, bro. Bro, do you know what's so mad, yeah? I talk to my friend, me and my mate, we talk about this all the time, yeah? There's certain women, yeah, that you'll see, like for instance, you go on Instagram Explore page, yeah? They look, oh my god, you see them, their body is ridiculous, bro. Like, Yeah.
Yeah.
All you're thinking is, oh, I'd love to sleep with that. Oh my God, if I could bend her over. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But bro, like, is that what you really want for your wifey, the mother of your children, bruv?
Yeah,
So think about it. You go to parents' evening and that's what you're bringing in there, bruv. That's what you're walking in with, bruv. You want to go to your family barbecue, bruv. That's what you're bringing in the barbecue with you. And everybody's looking and everybody knows exactly what it is, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even your mum knows, bruv.
Yeah.
Your mum's looking at this girl and you're trying to act normal, bruv. It's not, no, bruv. You know this isn't normal, bruv.
Yeah. And it's bad. It's bad. Yeah,
I always say it's because you're dealing with women that look obnoxious. They have an obnoxious back, or they got an outrageous chest, bruv. And then even sometimes they could be too pretty as well. Sometimes it's too pretty, bruv.
Yeah, and then it comes like when you're out with them in public, it's just such a long day.
Yes,
man.
yes,
it's such a long day, bro. Oh, I hate them ones, bro. It's such a long day,
brother.
You're getting looks from like everyone,
everyone,
and you feel the eyes on you.
My boy always says it like this, yeah. My boy, cause like not to toot man's horn, but like we move with decent looking girls, innit, yeah. But he's really had some bad chicks before. My boy, who I'm talking about, yeah. And like he's saying like, yeah, bro, like it's turbulence, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? Like everybody's looking, bro. Like, and all you can do is just look, just ignore everyone, bro. That's all you can do, fam.
Yeah, because the funny thing is, you'll get more looks when you're with a girl from women than when you're by yourself. Like way more looks, more looks.
Hold on one sec. Big up Astronomical for the super chat. King, time to stop the show and say like the video. Yeah, all right, everybody watching, please like the video. Big up Astronomical, yeah. Everybody, let's like the video right now. Let's get like 30 more likes on the video, man. But yeah, go on, bro.
And then on top of that as well, if you're like, let's say you're walking around in public with a girl that obviously we're both black guys. So if you're walking around with a girl that's not of your race,
God,
the looks you're gonna get are gonna be even more like.
Brother, I've been there, done it too many times, bruv. Like everybody's looking, bruv. Bro, if you listen, put it like this, yeah. It doesn't even matter. You could be with a non-black girl. You're a black guy with a non-black girl. She's okay. If she's not good looking, people are still gonna look at you and think, "What are you doing?" Yeah.
Yeah.
But if she's good looking as well and she stands out, oh my days, bro.
A long day. Long, and you feel the energy. Like
you feel it.
Yeah, it's mad. You just feel the eyes on you, and it's bad.
Every black guy's looking at you like they want to steal your girl right in front of you.
Yeah.
The white guys are looking at you like, what the hell is this? Yeah. You got the old white people looking at all the old non-black people looking at you like, what? Like this isn't right.
Yeah.
Then you got the old black people looking at you like, oh, you couldn't find a black girl. Do you get what I'm saying? Like they're giving you that judgmental look. Then, bruh, like I don't even want to get into the rest of it, bruv. It's too political, bruv. It's a lot, fam.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing.
Hey, let me ask you this: Do you ever get like some kind of like atmosphere when you're with a mixed race girl?
So when you say mixed race, you mean black and white?
Yeah, black and white.
Yeah, it's not as bad though. Because the thing with the mixed race girls is they usually pick a side, right?
Yeah.
They usually pick black or white in it. So if a mixed race girl's with me, she's more black in her nature, let's say. Anyway, she might not look it facially, but the way she acts, she's gonna be more like it wouldn't look as obscure if I was with like an Asian woman or just a white woman, innit?
Yeah.
So you're still gonna get the looks, but it won't be as bad because obviously it's 2025 as well, and so people are more inclusive of that.
Who are you getting the looks from though?
Black women, man. Yeah.
Do you want to know why? I even asked you this year? Cause like I've been out with a mixed race girl, like in these times, recent times, yeah. And like even when I ask her, I'm just like, yeah, like, what do you think? Like, do you think there's more or less like attention, like if a black guy's with a non-black girl, or if a black guy's with a mixed race girl? Do you think it's different, or do you think it's the same level? And she said that she feels that it's just like what you said. It's not as much because, you know, mixed race people are typically more associated with black people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, there will be a level of a lot of attention or eyes on you from other black women. They'll be looking at you like, oh, like she was just saying that she feels that a lot of mixed race girls get hate from black girls, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? And like, obviously her opinion is gonna be biased because she's a mixed race girl, innit? But I just find it to be such a weird dynamic. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, but it's only when it's a black guy doing it, bro. When it's if it's a white dude,
weird.
no one cares, bruv.
Yeah, but I think when you say black guys, it's worse if you're dark skinned as well.
Oh yeah, 100.
I'm like more brown in it. So even a lot of white girls, they think I'm mixed race in it because I'm not light skinned, but I'm more brown in it.
Yeah,
they
I get you.
Sometimes they see me as mixed race, but I'm just black in it. But yeah, if you're like a dark skinned guy,
because you stand the contrast is so strong.
Yeah, it's so clear, bro.
Yeah,
so clear. Because if even me, if I'm with like a mixed race girl, we could both kind of pass as the same thing.
Yeah.
Even though we're not, but we can. If we're both walking down the street, someone might look at us and think we're both the same.
Yeah.
So it's not as bad. But if I was like dark, and imagine if I was like the conventional or like typical look of like a big hench guy with like a petite mixed race woman, and I was really dark skinned, and like it would just kind of look a certain way to certain people, innit? So yeah,
it's like, oh, you just like light skinned girls, innit? Like, yeah, one of them ones. Because it's a thing of like, I feel like with us black guys, it's just like, if you're with anything, if you're with a woman that's non-black, then a lot of people think that's all you like. You only like them, like. But it's just like, bro, like I like all different types, bro.
Like most things, like everything,
But it's like, I feel like when you're a black guy, it's like you get pigeonholed all the time. Like, oh, you're this, you're that. Like, you have to be given a label depending on who you're dating and who you're sticking your willy inside. I'm like, bro, why do you don't do this to all men, bro? It's only us that get this.
Yeah, and it's weird because when it's the other way around, we genuinely, as black guys, don't care.
Don't care.
We just kind of as long as if it's not us, you know, doing the business, then who really cares?
Yeah, like it's they're just emotional, man. They're just
but they kind of get praised for it, like they've won the game, sort of thing, like they've completed it. Yeah. When they kind of settle down with, you know, Caucasian man, it's like, you've done it, well done. You've kind of experienced it, and you've completed it now, like you've done it.
Yeah, you won. Like
interracial dating, like it's like
when someone dates
someone outside the race, it's like people act like it should be congratulated kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It's weird, but it's weird because it's like you're just dating another person. You know what I mean? But I think like it's weird because I don't know if you agree with this, but normally the black girls that I see that end up dating like white men, they're normally a bit more middle class from what I've seen. They're not usually from the ends like that. They're more like they might not have rich parents, but they might be a bit more like
maybe they grew up in a certain area outside of like the more hardcore urban area.
Yeah, they didn't grow up in a council estate or anything.
Yeah, definitely not.
You know what I'm saying? They might not have gone to private school, but they didn't grow up in like a poor environment. Like
put it like this, a lot of their friends are not black.
Yeah. And obviously on top of that, if their dad's not around, who is black, and obviously the mother's kind of feeding them information about why he's not around, she's probably thinking, I'm going to just date a white guy because I don't want to repeat the cycle, which is obviously another thing that adds onto it as well, which is just like, you know what I mean? So
I think another... Nah, you're right. Yeah. Because I was going to say something else, but it wasn't actually the right thing. Because I was going to say what I noticed with mixed race girls, like if their dad is white, a lot of times they will date white men.
Yeah, I agree with that
as well. But that's a different point. That was a different point to what you were saying.
That's another point.
Yeah.
Because I was going to think as well, like I've never seen like a girl from the ends like that with a white guy. Really, I haven't. I don't know if you've seen that, but I've never seen like a girl from the hood or like the ends with a white guy.
Nah, I've seen it, but that means that white boy, he's
more
a
on
guy.
that side.
Yeah, he's
okay.
one of the man them. He's not just some.
Yeah.
He's not some George, bruv. He's not some.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I hear you actually. Yeah. But
That's some
the only way,
Travis.
though.
His name's Travis or something.
Yeah,
some mad name. Zach, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? He's a next guy, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he probably knows a lot about black culture and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
fully. He's eating rice and peas and jollof rice, bruv.
Yeah,
he knows it all, bruv. Yeah.
Nah, that's probably, but even that's probably the only way I've seen it. I've never seen like a hood girl with like a nerd or like a.
Not even a nerd, just like I don't know, let's say just I don't know, bruv. Just one of them white boys, just typical normal white boy. Go to the pub. Do you get what I'm saying? Nah.
Yeah, you don't really see that.
They're from different worlds, innit? What would they talk about? Do you get what I'm saying? How would they even? It's a thing of like, how would you relate to that person? What's the common ground, innit?
Yeah, and I think that's why myself, I don't really date white girls like that because I don't think they like me, innit? So it's like if I like girls that like me, sort of thing, innit? So it's like I don't really get that vibe from white women that they kind of like me anyway. So I'm just kind of like, yeah.
They won't. Trust me, bruv. Like especially if you're saying your complexion's more like looking like you're almost mixed race. There's white girls that are definitely on you, bro. They'll definitely be on you, fam.
Yeah.
Like,
but I think where the issue lies is I look more towards. I wouldn't say I look light skinned, but I'm more towards that side. But when you hear,
because I would say this, a lot of times when you hear white girls say they like black guys, a lot of times they like mixed race guys or light skinned guys.
Yeah. But I think where the issue lies for me is that when I speak to them or when I like approach them or whatever, they kind of get the gauge that he kind of looks like he's mixed race, but he's actually black. Like you can tell by how I'm talking.
Okay.
I'm not like how a typical mixed race guy would act is not how I act.
I feel you.
So it's like they can feel the vibe that this is a black guy in it. So it's kind of like
you can be like you can be too black for some like non-black women. You could be too black. Like, do you get what I'm saying? And then that's that point where they can't relate to you. There's no common, like what can they talk to you about? Like
like
you know what I'm saying? They're gonna feel like they're walking on eggshells when they're talking to you, type thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's I mean I don't look like a typical like road youth or nothing like that. But when they hear me like talk or like I'm just having the conversation with them, they clock like this is a black youth. But it's like it's weird, isn't it? Because the interests are just so different, bro. They're just so different.
But I would say this, and it's not necessarily so that as a black guy you can date like white girls or non-black women. But this is why I think it's good to be a man that's like traveled and you've lived in different environments and you've had a lot of different experiences. Because like for me, but before I went to America, like prior to going to America, I'd only probably messed with a few white girls, like literally 1, 2, 3, maybe in my whole life. The rest was all black girls. Like all my girlfriends up to a point had been black girls, right? And like them times there, I was very kind of narrow-minded. Like I was just kind of, I had my friends, I lived in my area. That's all I knew. Do you get what I'm saying? And I didn't, like even if I was to talk to white girls, what do I really know to talk to them about? Unless they're already in my kind of culture, in my kind of scene, like I can't really relate to them. And then even outside of dating, guys even that are outside of my culture, I don't know how to talk to them because it's like I don't know what to say because I don't know nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? And but I think it's a very important skill for every person to be able to talk to everybody, bruv.
Yeah, that's a good.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that is really important because, like, you don't want to be just some one-dimensional guy, and
And I think it's important as well for guys to have some sort of USP when it comes to dating. Have something about you which is kind of unique, or something that would like make you stand out a bit compared to other guys. Because if you're just in the mix with everyone else, then why would she's not gonna, go towards you when you're just like everyone else, innit? I think for me, what I get a lot of the time is that I don't look British. I don't know why I get that I look kind of American, maybe because of how I dress, maybe. So that kind of helps me with dating because people are more drawn to that sort of thing because I look a bit different to everyone else. I don't really wear what a lot of black youths are wearing. So that kind of helps me, but I don't know about other guys and how they kind of perceive what their unique sort of things, whether it's their tool or they go gym, something you gotta have something about you which makes you kind of different to all the rest of the youths, innit?
Yeah. Nah, 100%, 100%. Hey, bro, let me move to the next caller, though. I appreciate you calling in. It was really good, bro.
Yeah, man. Take care, bro. Bless.
All right, call in another time, yeah? Take care, fam.
Yeah, man. Bless, bro. Love.
All right, safe. Big up Marley. All right, Marcel.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on? What's good?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm chilling, bro. What are you saying?
Not much. Yo, you know the whole passport movement, yeah?
Yeah.
I just think that's a waste of time to a certain aspect.
Okay.
Because what you're forgetting, right? You know, like that dude, that 6'8" the great.
Yeah.
See, just in the general sense, yeah, when you don't get that kind of feedback from a woman, there's no point going above and beyond or going to different countries. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't see why guys go.
Hold on. Don't you think, like, the kind of attention or what we see in those King 6'8" the great videos, don't you think that's kind of like the absolute extreme of when a woman likes a guy? Because usually
I agree with
because typically when a woman likes a guy, she'll look at him, she'll give him the eyes, but usually they're not gonna come over and just rush over and, like, he doesn't even look at them. He just come in, they come over, and then they're just acting like some, I don't know, like mad excited and that.
No, I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that a lot of guys think going abroad is going to solve their problems, yeah? But wherever you go, there you are. So your character's going with you. No matter, you build up habits. So it doesn't matter where you go. And a lot of those women are just tolerating them because of the money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you really think, like, a lot of those American guys that go to Brazil and Colombia and Thailand, do you think a lot of those women actually like those guys if you take out the money?
If you take out the money, probably not.
Exactly. So what's the point?
Yeah, but but I'm talking, but those are the ones. What I think is that in majority of cases, the men are paying for box, innit? They're paying. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so in those instances, if you are paying, this is solely transactional. There's no kind of, the girl likes you because you're paying.
Yeah. Not even go to be off topic yet. I think a lot of guys are better off just paying and staying where they are.
Yeah. What? Say that again. Say that again.
I think the guys in Western society, right? I think a lot of them are just better off paying and staying where they are instead of going abroad.
Oh, well, first of all, a lot of the countries, these Western countries, paying is illegal. Number one. Number two, think about it. What's more value? You're gonna go, like, let's say you're in America, right? Like, I don't know. I've never paid for box in my life, but from what I've ever heard in my life, yeah, it's gonna be very expensive if you're trying to do that in America. Then women are gonna be charging you, like, I don't know, $1,000 for one night or whatever. Whereas, like, you could go somewhere in, I don't know, Colombia, and probably pay a fraction of that, and maybe even be dealing with a woman that's better looking. Do you get what I'm saying, bro? Like, that's the realness. And I'm not advocating men to go and do that. I'm not saying go and do that. I've never done that in my life. I don't need to do that. Thankfully, thank the Lord Almighty, right? But you gotta there's logistics to these things. Do you get what I'm saying? There's logistics to it.
Nah, but here's the thing, yeah. Once you get above a certain age, you need to forget about love and relationships and just accept life for what it is and say, listen, this is what I'm gonna do, and leave it at that, right? So, like, if you don't, as long as you make a certain amount of money, just pay for it. Is for 5 minutes or 1 hour and go home. That's it. No, you're laughing, yeah. You're laughing. I'm dead serious. You're laughing. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, but,
a lot of guys.
What about the points I just made? You're gonna pay a higher price, a higher premium for somebody that's probably for a service that's probably lower quality.
But you're not taking account the flight you've taken to go to Colombia, the accommodation, the food, the transport. So it's going to be the same either way.
Yeah, but it's a holiday, innit?
Oh, man. I don't know. If the holiday is a holiday, okay. But what I'm saying is that most guys just need to like just pay for it and just go home, man. I'm serious, because like it's just better. Because I know a couple of guys, right? I know this one guy, right? And he's paying. He's in a relationship and he's paying. And I'm looking at him like, bro, you better just go to Amsterdam every weekend or once a month and leaving at that and coming home.
What do you mean? What do you mean? He's in a relationship and he's paying. What do you mean?
Like he has to take out restaurants and paying for stop being in a relationship. Like she's bleeding him dry.
Oh my God, that's the worst.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's what guys don't understand, that when you're in a relationship like that, you're just better off paying going home.
Yeah,
I'm telling you this.
Yeah, you are, because you essentially are paying.
Yeah,
you're paying anyway.
Like, you're wasting time and money. Just pick one and go home. Pick one and go home.
You know, in that relationship that you're talking about, does the girl live with him or she doesn't live with him?
Man, no, they live together.
Oh, because I was gonna say, if she doesn't live with him, she's probably sleeping with another guy as well. In fact, she might be sleeping with another guy anyway.
No. They live together.
Oh, okay. But yeah, like in that situation, bro, to me, the woman doesn't really like you, because I've always said this, and this is from my own personal experience, and I don't think that I'm especially the most good-looking guy in the world. I'm good, I'm doing well, but not the most. If a woman is expecting you to spend money, like, she doesn't really like you.
Yeah.
That's what I truly believe. She doesn't really like you, bro. Bro, I've been with women that make six figures, make a lot of money, and I've never spent £1 on them, bro. In fact, they've spent money on me.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
But the
when a girl actually really likes you, she ain't gonna demand nothing. She's just gonna be happy to be with you because she wants to be with you. That's it.
Yeah, but in the long term, it's not gonna last though. In the long term, it won't work.
Yeah, but
long term, it won't work.
I mean, but initially, if you're like,
initially,
if the pace is set where you have to take her to mad expensive restaurants, because this is what guys do. This is what typically guys do. They set the pace whereby they're taking, we go to this restaurant because I'm trying to impress her. Take her on holiday because I'm trying to impress her. Buy her some shoes because I'm trying to impress her. Bro, okay, you do that at the beginning, bro. It can only go up from there.
Exactly.
It can't go down. So if you're doing what I do, where I'm, minimum from the beginning, I can gradually, first of all, I can see what this girl's about, if she's actually worth being someone to be with. And then if she is someone worth being with, then yeah, I will fulfill my position as the person that is protecting, providing security, all of that shit. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that's just the natural order. But I think guys get this very, very twisted because they listen to a lot of these women on TikTok and YouTube shorts and that, talking about guys to make six figures just to date her.
Yeah. just to pick up on a point you said, yeah, a lot of people are going to be average in general, men and women, right? Mm-hmm. And this whole protecting, providing thing doesn't make sense anymore. Because most people don't have nothing. Okay, in the grand scheme of things, they have nothing. So most people just have to work together regardless. When you hear people say, because in the UK, right, if you make 100 grand a year, right, that's like 75,000. That's 75 grand, right? Yeah. So after that's basically slightly more than 5,000 a month, right? And when women say protect and provide, some of them, they mean a lifestyle. They're not when they say, I want certain things, they want things in a certain manner. So they might want their nails done every week, go to a certain part of the country, or go to certain places every week. And for most people, that's not normal.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like this, in my mind, when it comes to this protect or provide thing, I think that yeah, it is kind of outdated, but there is still some validity to it, because it's a thing of like,
Physically, yeah.
as the
Physically.
man, you are going to be the leader, and with being the leader, there's responsibility that comes with that. Unless you are just fine with being co-captains, which I'm not. I can't be the co-captain. It's either I'm the one that's leading this, and I'm basically the one in charge, or bro, we could just be mates, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
No, but
go on.
But here's the thing: you have to bring balance here, and a lot of men, they have to be fathers too. And what I mean by that is that you can't expect the lady to take care of the kids 24/7. You need to have an input. What I mean by that is like, take the kids to school, maybe help them with their homework once a week, take them to practice or something. Be attentive to what they're doing. That's one thing a lot of guys don't preach as well. It works both ways, not equally, but like tangibly.
Yeah, it's not.
Do you know what I mean?
Like I agree with you. It's not. The thing is like, it's not gonna be 50-50 down the line. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like okay, in terms of protection, number one, the man is always gonna be the number one protector in the household. Number one, he always is. We're not talking about finances now, because we know that, especially living in the UK, the economy is crazy. Most people are just like what you say. Most people are just surviving month to month. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so in the reality is, in a relationship, it will benefit the man and the woman to be together, because now it's two incomes instead of one where you're just struggling. Now at least you can struggle together, and one can look after the other at certain times. Do you get what I'm saying? But I think the whole protect and provide thing is more on a thing of like, okay, if you have a household, the man is going to take the bulk of the responsibility, or more of the responsibility, but the woman will still have to contribute in this day and time. It's not like back in the day where a man would just do everything. It's not feasible anymore. It just doesn't exist. Do you get what I'm saying? Go on.
Exactly. Because one thing about Europe, in a general sense, most people don't make 4K a month. The average individual does not make 4K a month. So that tells you everything you need to know. And the thing about people that live in major cities is that once you pay rent or mortgage, that's a bulk of your money gone.
Yes.
And then if you have a car and you're paying monthly insurance, or because people don't realize
if you got finance, if you got insurance, finance, MOT, maintenance, you got rent, and bro, we haven't even talked about food yet, and bills and utilities, bro. Your money's gone.
And people don't even realize it. If you buy a brand new iPhone or Samsung, you're paying like £50 a month, bro. That eats up your money,
bro. That's what I'm saying. That's why whenever I hear
people don't think properly.
Yeah, this is why whenever I hear, it's not, bro, let's keep it real. It's not really people. Men understand this thing. We know this thing, but a lot of men are probably ashamed to say it, bro. That like financially, it's gonna be hard. It's going to be difficult for me to do everything. Because as a man, you're meant to be a man and do everything. And then you got these guys, these high value guys that come out on social media and they say, you're meant to do everything. If you don't do everything, you're not a man and you don't deserve a woman. No, that's absolute BS, bro. Because the majority of people on this planet are not top 10% earners making meals. They're not.
Exactly.
Like, and so that's why from the beginning I was always against this whole high value man talk. I was always against it, bruv, because I knew that it's a load of crap. It doesn't apply to the majority of people. Nowhere near. And then you got all these women, and then you got all these women that jump on that high value man bandwagon because it sounds like, oh yeah, I deserve a man that's gonna look after me like an adopted child. That's what it is.
You know, yeah. But the one thing I say in the UK though, if you make let's say you make 3.5K after tax, right? If you live in the north of England, you could do something with that.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah.
North of England.
Yeah.
In north of England. But in a general sense, people need to work together and get off the internet and look at reality. Because most people, I don't get this. If you walk out your house, what do you see? Who do you hang around with? Do you know what I'm saying? That tells you everything you need to know. Because if you go to Lidl every week for your shopping, who's the highest paid person in Lidl? So what does that say about your life? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, people just, that sounds like mad to me. If you take the train every week or the tube, that means who's the highest paid person that's drives the tube on a regular basis? Because that's what I don't get about people. Most people are going to be average. But the one thing I will say about men is that if you're the average guy, right, if you could just make close to 50K a year, right, before tax, and you're just decently fit, you have good hygiene, Because a lot of guys underestimate that. If you have good hygiene and good, you're smelling good, and you put on cologne, you'd be surprised how well you look compared to the average man.
True.
Generally,
That's what, bro, 100%, bro. That's why I always talk about fitness. That's why I always post in gym stuff and all that. It's like, I'm trying to, like, you know, subconsciously get this idea into your head. Look after yourself, bro. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it will put you head and shoulders above the majority of people. The majority of people look like crap, men and women. Majority look like crap. Do you get what I'm saying? So,
I will say,
go on.
So like if you're like a guy that goes to the gym, yeah, if you go to a swimming pool or sauna, right, look at the guys around you. If you actually work out, go to a swimming pool or sauna, you see actually, geez, I'm in decent shape. If you take age into account, if you're like 27 or up, you'll be genuinely surprised how good you look for your age onwards.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because a lot of guys, because one thing I will say about you, when you say they hit the wall, you have to say guys as well, they don't age that well. Most men don't age that well. You can't. This is the thing.
This is the thing. Yeah, but I agree with you. Everyone hits the wall. Everyone gets older, innit? But it's just like the why it's so significant for women is that that's the number one thing. That's their number one commodity that they're selling in the dating market. Like their looks, like whereas man, your looks can really be a disadvantage, but there's other things that can work for you. Like say if you're an ugly looking dude in the face, like you can have a great physique. Do you get what I'm saying? And that can actually win you over some success. But I agree with you. I agree with you that like just after 27, 28, if you're in good shape, bro, you're like top 20% now. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
But one thing I will say though, but when you say men age like wine, right? You have to start out as a man gets older, his sperm gets weaker as well. The sperm gets weaker. So like even as you get older, if you have kids as an older man, there might be something wrong with the child because the sperm isn't as strong. That's one thing this is the one thing that isn't reported. So you have to be practical about life. But if you're having kids from 35 onwards, it's not ideal because by the time you reach 50, the child will be 15. So imagine if you have a kid at 40. Like it's not ideal, but this is the message some guys preach, which is wrong as well. You know? But I will say though, like,
but this is the thing. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, obviously, but I think that most guys, if they found the right woman, like 25, and you found a girl that was decent, I think that most guys would, they would have a kid, bro. But I think that, you know, I think that it's an issue of a lot of guys. I would say the majority of guys most guys can't even get a date. Then there's guys that can get dates, but they just don't attract decent women.
Oh man, speaking of dates,
I think that a lot of and again, it goes back to the point of like, I think that the average woman out there thinks that she's better than the average man. She feels that she's settling for that guy. And that's just not, it wasn't like that back in the day. But now that's the world we live in today.
No, that's because back in the day, women didn't have a choice. Today's society shows you what women really think like when they have a choice. You know? Yeah. But the one thing I will say, the one thing about dating apps as well, you see, like even like Cassie, like Cassie, the whole P. Diddy thing, right? A lot of women pretend. They pretend, man. Women pretend and hide things better than men. Men just get caught more. I think, my opinion. Because
hold on one sec. Hey, in the chat, stop writing in capital letters in the chat, please. Anyway, go on.
So I know this one guy, right? He's a decent looking guy, right? He told me he hooked up with this girl, right? From Tinder. He's telling me that she told him she's going on a date next week. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking in my head, like, imagine paying for a date and she hooked up, and the guy doesn't know she hooked up with a guy the previous week. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's bad. I'm thinking, like, what's the point then? Why would you pay for a date for a woman that's when they do nonsense behind your back? Not like she's your girlfriend, but like it's a waste of money and time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but bro, that happens. That happens all the time, bro. Bro. Most women have got a roster of like 5 guys, bro. That's
I'm telling you,
or
that's why,
at
bro.
least three, bro, at least three guys that they're chatting to, who are interested, or I'm bored. He wants to take me out. I'll go out. Or one guy that they really like, that, you know, maybe he's just taking his time because he's got other girls he's dealing with, and then maybe talking to their ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Man, but to cut the long story short, if you're in Western society and you know you're not getting the results you want, getting in a relationship will waste your time and money unless she genuinely likes you and she wants to build with you. I'm not saying you should be broke, but if you have a decent job, if she's willing to contribute, good. If she's not willing to contribute, you need to let her go. I will suggest you fly to Amsterdam on a monthly basis to save your time and effort. No, bro, you keep laughing. But
you know
you
what?
want to think.
I hear you though. I hear you because
Bro.
you know what? No. You think I'm like completely against you, and I'm not. Like, I think that as a man, when you're dealing with women, you're gonna pay. You're paying in one way or another. Like, you always are.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just funny. It just makes me laugh, innit? Like, the way you said it just made me laugh. Like, but I do get the logic. I do get it.
Because there was this one guy I used to listen to, and I thought he was chatting rubbish. But when you look at the math and the time, like, dude, he's actually right. Go to Amsterdam. He didn't say Amsterdam, but wherever he lived, he was saying, listen, go to this place and pay and go away. Because he would show examples of guys getting sued, girls turn up the guy's job, women getting pregnant. He'd be making all these examples. I'm like, yo, this guy is actually making sense. So I'm saying, like, I used to say, yo, this guy is actually, and I wouldn't take his advice personally, but the thing I will say, because it's not good from a social perspective, because you're looking at women from a financial, you're not actually having a conversation with these women as well. So it's very transactional, which is not good for your health.
Yeah, I just don't think it's. I don't know. Like, I don't think it's. To me personally, and again, I'm talking from my own biased view. I've been able to get girls for my whole life, basically. Like, but I just find that that's probably not going to be the best health, like, for your mental health, kind of like interacting with women like that. I just don't think that would be very good. Do you get what I'm saying? But I will say this. I totally agree with what you said about if you're dealing with a woman and she's not willing to contribute to you lot's life financially, she's not the one, bro. She's not the one.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Every single time on social media, in real life, and I hear a woman talking about, I don't go 50-50, I'm not contributing, you're the man, you're meant to do this, bro, she's a gold digger, bro. She's not wifey material. She's not.
And more than likely, she's getting dicked by a guy that does no shit.
Yeah, or she just doesn't like you. That's what it is. She just doesn't like you. That's why she's saying that, because she wants compensation for being around you. Yeah. She doesn't like you. That's what it is, bro. Because guess what? I as I said, I've been involved with women that make a lot of money and I didn't have to pay nothing. I didn't have to spend nothing, bro. And that's it, bro. And they wanted to be with man.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's it.
But I will say that most men, if you want the best results, make sure your physical appearance is on point. So fix your hygiene, your oral hygiene, your smell, your clothes, and the location that you are. It doesn't mean you have to move countries, but do things that make you interesting. So have a sport or hobby and stuff like that. And more than likely, you have to date women within your own ethnicity to get the best results, I think, in the general sense.
Good points, man. I think that's true for the majority of men. That's true. Like, make sure you've got a decent job, steady income. Make sure you're in the best shape you can be, especially as you're getting older. Get in the best shape you can get, bro. Yeah, because usually that will change your face as well. Yeah, it'll make you more attractive in the face. Exactly. And actually what you said, make sure you're doing some kind of activity, something interesting that you're doing that is outside of money. It's got nothing to do with money. You're just doing it for the love of it, for the passion. Like that makes you more interesting. And this guy's about something. Like, he's got something to talk about. He's, you know what I mean? Like, he's passionate about something. Yeah. That sets you apart as well. And
do you know what I mean? Because I like to travel, but I'm not like, I've only been out in Europe. But like sometimes I can post pictures or talk about places I've been. But it doesn't, like, and it doesn't be expensive traveling, but just go to an event or to a place you want to see, and you can exaggerate a bit, stuff like that.
Yeah, no.
But the one thing I'll say about a lot of women though, a lot of women are not that interesting as well.
Facts. Facts.
They're not, because if you listen to most women speak, like, they're not that exciting. If you take out beauty and sex, they're not that exciting.
Yeah.
Most women.
If it wasn't for the fact that men find women attractive, a lot of men wouldn't really talk to majority of them, because there's we're gonna talk. What are you lot really doing? Like, what have you got to talk about? Like, where you went to eat, what song you like? You know what I mean? It's like they all like the same music. They all go to they all drinking matcha or whatever that drink is called. Like, it's just the same thing. Like it's a joke, man.
And this the last thing I will say about social media and women.
Yeah.
Try to see her without makeup, or try and see her without a filter.
Yeah.
And you see a huge difference. There are two women I know, right? That, like, if you see them without makeup or filter, you be like, this is a catfish.
Yeah.
A catfish. You want to sue them, but like, this is crazy. Because I know this one girl, right? She's slightly, on the heavier side compared to the way she shows herself on social media.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, like, what's going on? And this other girl, like, she would take pictures in such an angle, but when you see her in real life, she looks nothing like that. I'm like, what is going on? So so if a woman calls a man ugly, at least you're realistic about what you look like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I will say, guys, you just fix your teeth, grow a beard, and get a nice hairstyle and all that kind of stuff, okay? So I'll say, get your money up. You don't be rich, but get your money up.
Yeah.
Don't let me disturb you too much. But you keep doing your thing, yeah?
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you calling, man. Call back in another time. You said some really good points, man. I appreciate you.
All right, man. Keep doing your thing.
All right, man. Thanks. Take care. Big up, Marcel. All right, man. Listen, hey, my bad to the last caller, but I got to end it right now. But you lot, I hope you lot got something from this live stream, man. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it entertaining. Make sure you hit the like button and all of that good stuff, yeah? This has been very entertaining. I'm going to do another caller show soon, maybe tomorrow or something. But yeah, signing out. But you lot, take care of yourselves, man. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.